Guys, come to think about it, you wasn't even nice guys back then. Well, I'm just going to tell you something, son. There's a no time limit, no disqualification this week. And this guy can wrestle and he can also fight, and so can I, and we'll just see how bad you are.
Listen, before we go any further, I want to run the tape, and just for those folks that didn't happen to see last week what happened to Steve, Dave had to be gone, and so Steve and I had worked some matches before, and Steve does an excellent job in commentary, so he said, sure, I'd love to come in and do it, and he did the show with us last week. Let me show you an incident that took place in the championship wrestling last week.
Eddie Marlin, we want men to wrestle. Nobody will sign our contract. Why? Hey, you're a wrestler.
Or the USA. I'm a wrestler. Don't push at me.
Now, don't start that stuff.
Hey, come on, what?
All right. Hey, Steve Owen ripped his clothes right off. Well, let's get... That proved the point of what you were saying, Bill, yeah. Well, again, our apologies for it, Steve, but I think you pretty well can take care of yourself.
Well, you know, Lance, it goes down like this. Every time I get a chance to come in and be a commentator for the sport that I love, the sport that I have dedicated my whole professional career to, I will do that. Now, I want to say it was a pleasure to be here to do the commentation for you. I'm sorry, and I know lots of people will apologize to me about what happened here. They embarrassed me is what they did. They embarrassed me on national television by coming out here. I wasn't prepared to wrestle. But, they called me a commentator. I enjoy doing the commentating, and I think any other professional in this business would do the same thing. But I can also wrestle, and I love to wrestle, too. And when you jumped me out here, it was 2-on-1. I want to thank Billy Dundee for coming out here and standing by my side and doing some fighting for me and helping me out when I needed to be helped. But now it's coming down to a no disqualification and no time limit. Now, I was embarrassed once, and I'm figuring on I'm going to embarrass you now, too. And I'm going to get just a little bit more satisfaction. But with this no disqualification, I'm coming out for one thing, and that's a victory. Because when I get into the ring, I only think about one thing, and that's coming out on top, and the victory, and that's what I'm looking for, Lance. I don't want to come out here and yell and scream and get all excited, but when I think about what happened, and with the sheep herders, I can't get anything but excited. Billy Dundee?
I know the field.
All right, brother.
Okay. Want to see you and Rick in the ring. Thank you, Billy, for coming out. All right, Davey, we're about ready for our opening bout right now.
We're going to have a one-fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee Jerry Calhoun making his way to ringside right now. The opponents for Steve O and Rick Morton headed in here, too. Again, it's one fall, only 15 minutes will be the time limit on this one. Total of 418 pounds over on the left of the screen. From Memphis, Tennessee, Pat Hutchinson, and also from Memphis, Tennessee, Jesse Owens. Going against him at a total of 429 pounds. From Nashville, Tennessee, Rick Morton. And wrestling out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, Steve O. This match, one fall 15, the referee Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, it'll be bell time right now. And Steve O starting out against Pat Hutchinson. Dave, we got a couple of things. One, we're seeing Morton and Steve O together for the first time. And two, we're getting to see Rick in his first time back since his leg was injured several weeks back when he was wrestling in Texas. So we're off and running out here. Hutchinson and Owens against Steve O and Rick Morton.
Steve O back to the corner, makes the tag on Rick Morton. Morton comes in, drops down on Hutchinson's lower leg. Using a toe hold. Oh, it dropped down again. Over to the corner, Steve O takes the tag. Rick Morton holding Hutchinson's leg out there. Steve O drops down with the arm. Puts a twist on the toe hold. He's got Hutchinson's shoulders down, even though he's not in a pin position. He had the shoulders down on the mat. Referee Jerry Calhoun started the count. Steve working on that leg again. Makes the tag. Rick Morton coming in. Ooh, Hutchinson has his leg bounced down on again by Rick Morton. They're keeping him over close to the corner. Rick and Steve O tagging out quickly. The wishbone there. One. Count is one. Did he get two? It doesn't matter. He didn't get a 3 count. That's the important thing. Steve-O had the cover. Hutchinson able to get to his feet before being counted out. Hutchinson favoring that left leg. Boy, he's really had it worked on for about 1:45 seconds by Rick Morton and Steve-O. Steve, good move. Takes Hutchinson's feet out from under and puts him back on the mat. Hutchinson onto the rope. Yells at the referee to make him break it. Steve backs away. And Hutchinson over near his corner makes the tag on Jesse Owens. Hutchinson going to take an opportunity to get circulation going back right in that left leg. Steve-O with a headlock on Jesse Owens. Takes him down to the mat with a little hip toss.
Steve, Dave, I think maybe that I did last week took for granted that most people know Steve as a wrestler. He's wrestled out of the Georgia Championship Wrestling in Minneapolis, of course, is where he wrestles out of the whole territory. Steve's got an excellent background and record. He had that freaky injury to his wrist and his hand. You know, it looked like one of those things like a sprain or something. It'd be maybe 2 or 3 weeks at the outside. Went on for 1.5 years because the bones wouldn't get right in there, but he sure looks good now.
He does indeed. He fired a drop kick and then a knee drop at Jesse Owens. Whips him across the ring. Picks him up. Fireman's carry.
Like the old airplane
Airplane spin. Yes, sir. Over to the corner, tags Rick Morton. Steve did not go for the cover. Rick Morton goes for the cover. 1, 2. This one's over. 3 minutes, 28 seconds, and a good-looking tag team we got there. They work well together. Rick Morton, Steve-O, getting the win over Jesse Owens and Pat Hutchinson. They kept Hutchinson in there for almost 2 minutes working on a leg. He finally got the tag on Owens. They went to work on him. And the win again goes to Steve-O. Rick Morton in 3:28.
So the winners, Rick Morton and Steve-O, over the team of Jesse Owens and Pat Hutchinson.
If that's a bloody example of Steve-O's wrestling, you better go back where you came from, son. You're going to get hurt here for once in America's lifetime. 2 men from down under here, not Southern boys. Now, here's a commentator. I'm saying this to you, too. If you lay your hands on me, you get the same thing Steve-O done. Here's a commentator that lays his hands on my person. He gets hurt. Then Billy Dundee comes out and saves him. And what does this man do? We are gentlemen enough to give him a bloody match. Yeah. So we give him and Billy Dundee a match. They didn't want to wrestle. They didn't want to wrestle. He was only interested in pulling my bloody clothes off. Try to embarrass me in front of thousands of people. Well, let me bloody tell you something, Russell. And let me tell you something, too, Steve-O. And you, too, Billy Dundee. And every stinking Yank sitting out there. Hey, we can make many you boys. But you don't insult me by trying to undress me and show my rear end to thousands of bloody Yanks. Because no one over here deserves to even see my rear end, let alone anybody else's. And now, Steve-O, now that you've embarrassed me, the sheepherders are going to take you apart. Billy Dundee, you came from down under. When we're finished with you, that's exactly what you're going to wish. You're going to wish you were down under. From now on, we're not after titles, we're after heads. And the 2 heads we're going to take first is Dundee's head, O's head, and all the rest of you just form a big line because we're going to bust every sticking Yankee here.
The sheepherders, Jonathan Boyd, Luke Williams, and of course they are always extremely vocal. We're going to take time out. Be back with more action for you in just one moment. Weave Country Championship Wrestling. Got plenty of it to go here, and you don't want to miss this show. Believe me, it's a dandy. Hey, listen, talking about dandies. Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens, Can't believe it. You're going to have a sensational card coming up there that will include, count 'em, 1, 2 loser-leave town matches in which there is a loser guaranteed, plus a Southern Tag Team Championship match with the fabulous ones, Stan and Steve, and then you're going to have the Sheepherders going against Bill Dundee and Steve-O in a grudge match that you won't want to miss for sure. Now, we're going to be talking right now to a guy that's going to be involved in one of those loser-leave town matches. That music should give you an idea. It's the big Canadian from Montreal, Jacques Rougeau, who will be facing, listen to this, Dutch Mantell in a loser-leave town match. Jacques, come on now. We're running out of time. Let's get that music out of there.
You're talking about running out of time, Lance Russell. Let me explain something to you about time. See my watch right here?
Yeah, I got it.
Well, I got the date coming into Louisville. And when I come into Louisville, I won't need to take no big chains and nothing to beat the Dutchman. You know what I'm going to take me, Lance Russell?
What's that?
I'm going to take me something about this big, but it's a little thinner. It's called a match. And I'm going to light that Dutch Mantell up because he's got so much hair on his body, he'll burn all night. Let me explain something to you people out there you may not know now. I'm 22 years old. Good-looking Frenchman, speak French, speak 3 languages. People don't appreciate nothing out there. Dutch Mantell, bring your big heroes behind you, the Cows, the Cavaliers, and Zorro, and your big bullwhip. Because when I come in there, I'm going to come in with my match, and I'm going to burn the whole building up. And Dutch Mantell, bon voyage, mon ami.
Okay, there it is. Tuesday night, Jacques Rougeau and Dutch Mantell. We still got plenty of action. Remember that big expiration of time match that we've got coming up with Kenya Condori and Sabu going against the fabulous ones, Stan and Steve. Well, we've heard all about Jimmy Hart's brand new discoveries, and believe me, he will be telling us about it. Jimmy Hart and the Bruise Brothers were standing around waiting on their appearance, have an opportunity to see the newest of the discoveries from Jimmy Hart. Here he comes.
You know, I looked all over for the biggest, the baddest, the roughest, toughest wrestlers I could find. Come on, man, get a good shot of these guys over here. There you go, baby. And I found them, man. Jake and Elwood, the Bruise Brothers. And I'm going to show you exactly how bad they are. Come here, baby. How bad are you, brother? We mean, baby. We is mean. How mean are you, darling? Mean enough to eat papa. Woo! Mean enough to eat papa. Come here, Elwood. Tell me, how bad are you, darling?
Baby, we are super bad.
Super bad. You're seeing them, man. Look at that. Jake and Elwood, the Bruise Brothers. Now, you know what? I'm going to show you how bad these men are. A while ago, Eddie Marlin came to me and he said, you know, Jimmy, we have a slight problem today. We can't get another partner to go in the ring with the Bruise Brothers, man. We can't find anybody. He said, maybe they had car trouble. Oh, maybe they had car trouble, Lance. Can you imagine that? The truth of the matter is, they're yellow. It's going to be hard to find anybody to step in the ring with the Bruise Brothers. It's going to be impossible to find them. But what I'm going to do, because I don't want to disappoint 560, 70,000 people out there watching and all the shut-ins watching TV today, so I'm not going to deprive them of seeing the greatest team in professional wrestling today. So we're going to take one Blues Brother and take him up in the ring right now. I said, don't worry, you're not going to be disappointed. Don't worry. And we'll take on anybody. So if Eddie Marlin can get the other member of the tag team that was going to wrestle and bring him into the ring right now, we will be ready. Are you ready?
I've been ready, as a matter of fact, Jim.
The Bruise Brothers, baby. Come on, let's go. We'll take
I will say one thing. You never stop.
I don't know what it is.
One right after the other. Hart just keeps topping himself, as a matter of fact. And the scheduled match that Hart was alluding to will not take place. It will be a single match with one of the Bruise Brothers going into the ring against Robert Reed. Okay, Dave, we are ready to go. So this will be a single match rather than tag.
All right, one fall, 15-minute time limit. Standing there in the ring at 219 pounds on the right of your screen for Memphis, Robert Reed. And going against him, let's see, one of the Bruise brothers, Jimmy Hart tells me they're from the south side of Chicago, weighing in at 239 pounds.
I'm so excited today, Russell.
Oh, you look excited, Jim.
And I don't know if that's the one he's calling Jake or Elwood, but we know him as Pork Chop Cash.
I know him. We're ready. Here we go. Bell time, and we're off and running with action. As the first appearance of Jimmy Hart's newest combination, the Bruise Brothers. Out and in action against Robert Reed. Oh, boy. Poor Robert. Staying right on top of him. Hart stirring up the ringside and shouting his man on. Big elbow, and down goes Robert Reed. Robert, I don't... it's like they say, if he didn't have bad luck, he wouldn't have any at all. It's 2 weeks in a row. He's really drawn some tough, confident, but it's all tough, man. That's the only way you're going to learn. Robert now starting to fire back, but Chop banging away and shot that jab at him. The referee said, keep your hands open.
Immediately doubles the fist.
Oh, yeah. You notice how they listen to the referee. That's typical. If they're going to be around Jimmy Hart, you can better believe that that's the kind of action you'll be expecting out of him. Reed down on the canvas as Jimmy Hart talking to the other Bruise brother. Whip into the rope. Foot in the midsection. So, we didn't see both of the Bruise brothers in action today, but we are certainly seeing one. And boy, he is in fact in action against young Robert Reed, who is taking his lunch. In the air. Cage bangs him down. Up to the second rope. He comes off. Drops down with that knee. Oh. This is it. 1, 2, 3. Yep. No contest is Robert Reed never really had a chance, so the debut of the Bruise brothers postponed with both of them, but at least one of them, Pork Chop, went in there and went to town on young Robert Reed.
Time on it was 2:09, and the win goes to Bruise brother Pork Chop Cash. 2:09 again the time.
We still got plenty of action yet to go. Jimmy Hart leaving us right now as we wanted to talk to him about another one of his... Oh, here they come. Another one of his first family of professional wrestling. Oh, yeah.
You know, we're celebrating another party, but it's just a little sad party today, Russell. You know, we're not as usually happy as the family usually, because we're losing a very close friend of the personal family, Coco Ware. Did you hear the news? He's leaving, baby. He's leaving forever.
Really
You didn't hear the news, did you? Well, let me tell you about it, man. Can you believe Coco Ware signed a loser leave town with beautiful Bobby Eaton? And you know how it came about? I'll tell you. I went to see Eddie Martin. I said, Eddie, the town's not big enough for Bobby, and it's not big enough for Coco Ware. So what we did is we hooked him into signing a loser leave town match. What an idiot. What a stupid fool he really is, man. Can you imagine signing a loser leave town with Bobby? But what we have done, man, is we brought him some presents. I wish he was here today to come out maybe and accept the presents, but he's got a yellow streak down his back. Come here. Give me a present here. First of all, what we've got a little present here. This is your official first family photo, Coco Ware. If anybody knows where it's at, I can tell him what it's on here. this you can put in your bedroom, baby, and every night when you go to bed, while you're back up there working for the post office, licking the stamps and putting them on postcards where I found him, then you can look at this every night before you go to bed. Give me another present, Bobby. Oh, look at this right here, baby. Another present for Coco. Man, is the family cheap or not, baby? No, sirree. Your official first family T-shirt to wear when you're gone. But last but not least, Coco, last but not least, baby, a Greyhound bus ticket right here. Greyhound bus ticket, fully paid by the first family right here, baby, with your name on it. One-way ticket to Union City. I want you to remember something, Coco. I want you to remember something, baby. I taught you everything that you know, baby, but not everything that Jimmy Hart knows. And I always have one trick left up my sleeve. Right, Bobby? Right, baby?
You know, this city and this town's not big enough for Coco and myself. So Jimmy and myself, we got together, and we thought if it's not big enough for him and myself, we're going to...
Come on now, Shug. That took care of the first family in a hurry, but please, don't be swinging it around.
Let me say, I got a good feeling that I just broke up the last party that the family's going to have around here. You know what? Don't let them fool you, Lance Russell, because I asked for this match. I'm the one that asked for this match. Because I'm sick and tired of looking at Bobby Eaton. I'm sick and tired of looking at the family. So, Bobby Eaton, your belt is already gone. After we have this match, you're going to be gone. Because I'm not here to play, I'm here to stay.
Okay, Sweet Brown Sugar, who did, in fact, take away Beautiful Bobby's Mid-America Heavyweight Championship belt. And they're referring to that loser leave town bout that they've got coming up. We've got more action, and we'll be back to it in just a moment.
Program you're now watching was filmed between Terry Taylor and Austin Idol. Jerry the King Lawler became involved in the outcome of the match. The result was something very controversial and led to a very bitter feud between Austin Idol and Jerry Lawler. Championship Wrestling thought it would be in the benefit of the fans if you took a look at this match, so we're going to show you a segment of this match right now.
Experience not only in wrestling, but in those rough and tumble tactics. Taylor right straight in the face with that right hand. Big elbow. And the Idol in control at the moment. Terry Taylor rolled over, but he's close to the rope. And Taylor kicks his way out of it. We thought he might put a leg under the rope. Lawler hollering something to him. And Idol caught with a right hand, but he's back with a double-handed chop. Terry coming after the Idol. Austin gets away from Lawler in a hurry. Taylor went over for a backdrop. Idol caught the rope and kicked him right in the head. Middle of the ring. Idol once again back in control. 9.5 minutes into the action, and Terry Taylor flips the hold by Austin Idol. Rolls him up. 1, 2. Idol kicked him off, and when Taylor went flying hard, it jumped up on the ring apron. Taylor went right into him. And while Idol was getting ready to glom Taylor, Lawler caught his leg. 1, 2, 3, got him. 10 minutes, 12 seconds. The winner and still the heavyweight champion, Terry Taylor. And Lawler takes a shot from Idol. As Terry Taylor was smart in heading back to the dressing room to get Lawler to back him. Hart grabbing Taylor while Idle going to work on Lawler with a chain. And he blasts Lawler hard. Taylor being held by Hart, and Idle nails Lawler again with a chain wrapped around him, his right hand. The bout is over. 10-12 was the official time. So Taylor retains the title, and Lawler in some trouble with Austin Idle.
Wrestling fans, as you can tell, that match very controversial at the end as Jerry Lawler became involved. There was bad blood between Jerry Lawler and Austin Idle prior to this match, and in a recent match between Nick Bockwinkel, the world's heavyweight champion, and Jerry Lawler, Austin Idle interfered in the match, costing Jerry Lawler the World Heavyweight Championship. So obviously a bitter feud with Jerry the King Lawler and Austin Idle. This is Michael St. John for Championship Wrestling. Let's take this break. We'll be back with more action and Lance Russell right after this.
We're about ready to go with our next bout coming in right now. Big Sonny King leading his charge of Abdullah the Great. And this is going to be a single match right now to Dave in the official announcement.
All right, 1 fall, 15-minute time limit. Introducing from Memphis at 215 pounds, Ken Raper, and going against him from Istanbul at 265 pounds with his manager, Sonny King, Abdullah the Great. 1 fall, 15-minute time limit match. Referee is Jerry Calhoun. And Abdullah passing over to Sonny King, jacket and all of that. We are underway here as the bells sound. Ken Raper back onto the rope by Abdullah. Abdullah, boy, firing Ken Raper into the turnbuckle, slammed his head into the top one. Abdullah the Great.
Excuse me, Dave.
Sonny?
I don't mean to be rude to you. If you were Lance Russell, I wouldn't say excuse me.
No.
You know, I come out here on the television and I could talk about how great this guy is. That doesn't mean anything at all. Just look at the man that's in the ring. Look at the size of him, you know? And now, this type of a match in the ring, Dave, I want to say, I don't approve of it. I think it's a disgrace. You know, I think it's a disgrace. But you got one person to blame for it. This is Eddie Marlin, because he knows the caliber of wrestling that this guy is. And he put this guy in the ring this way. See, this is 2 different wins, and he hasn't beat him one. He could beat him anytime he wanted to without any problem. But then again, you got the fabulous Steve Kearns, Stan Land, Ricky Martin, Steve Orr, Jerry Lawler, Billy Dundee. You know what you people got down here? Exactly nothing. I've told you that before, time and time again. You got a bunch of yellow streak back dogs down here. They don't mean anything. And I'm telling you this on your TV. This is their TV. And I'm just here. But you know what happened, Dave? Because I could back up every word of it. And what I mean by that is that I'm saying they hear me. They back there. They know what I'm saying. And no, what I'm saying is that if I'm alive, come out here and prove me wrong. But you know what happened? None of them is going to come out here and prove me wrong. Because
they're not going to come out here and interfere in the match.
No, not interfere. They're just not going to show their faces. You know why? Because the answer to all of the problems in the Mid-South area is right there in the ring, Dave. This is why. I think it's a disgrace.
Well,
I think it's a disgrace. Before he killed this guy, I'm going to do you and the rest of these people a favor and save his life.
Sonny King. Abdullah the Great just continues to pound away on Ken Raper. does not go for the pin. Sonny goes to the ring and some kind of signal to Abdullah the Great. He said he's going to wrap it up here. Well, he power slams him in 3, and that's it. I must say.
Okay, Dave.
Sonny, you're right. He beat him.
Speak for yourself. It speaks for itself.
He beat him. He was a heavy favorite. There was no doubt about it. He did indeed.
Anytime. These people want to prove me wrong right here on TV. They're all sitting back there. Tell them to come out here.
Well, Sonny, I think you may just get yourself some takers there before all is said and done. That somebody may, in fact, want to take on Abdullah the Great. The time on that match was 2 minutes, 34 seconds, 2:34. And it was all Abdullah the Great as he gets the win in the match with comments along the way by Sonny King. All right, so that's that one. Again, the time on it, 2:34.
Okay. Coming out right now, the big youngster from Montreal, Canada, Jacques Rougeau. I hear it, Jacques.
Right on, ladies.
Okay, we want to talk to you. We don't listen to the music.
Just going to put this down here a little bit.
Yeah, okay, please do.
I want everybody to understand something out here today. You don't mind if I play my music in the background, do you? All right. I just want everybody out here to know something. You know, I've heard a lot of men in their life have a lot of personalities. A lot of men have 2 personalities. But I've never seen 2 men have 1 personality. Have you ever seen that, Lance Russell? What I'm talking about is last week here, you think this is history to me. Terry Taylor, I had him beat on the floor, and his lovely wife, Dutch Mantell, come running out to the ring and help him out to win my title. Now, there's something else I want people to understand here, is for the few important and intelligent people that there are in here, I would like for them to understand something. À partir d'aujourd'hui, là, le Québec, c'est numéro 1. Puis je veux rien savoir des autres de Terry Taylor et Dutch Mantell. Moi, chez nous, d'où sont bien, là, on prend des nègres comme toi, on les met à terre, on leur donne la job. Dutch Mantell, you got a disqualification match. No disqualification. You take that big old bullwhip in yours, and you take Terry Taylor under your pants, and you bring him in there. And I'm going to take care of you like I took care of both of you right here on TV. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, Jacques, we've heard it. We've had enough. Jacques Rougeau will be going against Dutch Mantell. No time, no disqualification match. We're going to take time out, and we'll be back with more in just a moment. Okay, Jacques. Okay, we're going to be rushing right back into Channel 3's Championship Wrestling here in just one moment. First, I want to tell you about this Thursday, March the 10th, Columbia, Kentucky. That's at the Adair County High School, sponsored by the Fraternal Order of Police. 4 big matches. Thursday, March the 17th, Nicholasville, Kentucky, Jessamine County High School, sponsored by the PTO. And Thursday, March the 24th, Stevensburg, Kentucky, at the West Hardin High School, sponsored by the Athletic Department. Now, let's get on down to Tuesday night, which is coming right up on top of us, friend, in Louisville. It'll be Kenya Kondori going against Bobby Fulton, Rick Morton, and Carl Fergie, going against Bruise Brothers of Jimmy Hart. And then 2 loser-leave town matches when Dutch Mantell and Jacques Rougeau go in there with a guaranteed loser. Somebody's going to be saying bye-bye to Derby. And then it'll be Sweet Brown Sugar and Beautiful Bobby Eaton with Jimmy Hart at ringside. Same kind of stipulations right there in the loser leave town. Southern Tag Team title match, the Fabs going against Adrian Street and Jesse Barr, and then Bill Dundee and Steve-O against the Sheepherders. Big tag match coming up right now as we'll be taking a look at a brand new tag team that will be in here for the very first time. The Galaxians will be in, and they will be going against Bobby Fulton and another new face. That will be Louis Winston. Big Louis Winston and Bobby Fulton in. The Galaxians coming in without their manager, Jimmy Cornette, as a matter of fact, Dave.
He is not here. Don't know about that. All right, let's do the introductions here officially for him. Introducing at a total of 453 pounds from Columbus, Ohio, Bobby Fulton, and his partner from Memphis, that's Louis Winston, Big Louis. And going against them at a total of 414 pounds from parts unknown, the team of the Galaxians. This match one fall, 15-minute time limit, and referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Okay, we're about ready to do it to it. The Galaxians coming out in unusual and different costumes as they peel off the rope. And the referee trying to get one of them to start here. So that will be number 1 getting ready to step out. And number 2 starting out. We're off and running. Bobby Fulton going against the Galaxian number 2. We're going to ask Steve O to come back in, do a little guest commentating, particularly because Steve, as this bout gets underway, I want to get a little more detail. I told Davey a little while ago that I had taken for granted that everybody knew Steve O, of course, that I had known you, had seen you wrestle, and we had worked commentary together. But some of the folks may not know about, we were mentioning the unusual situation on that hand and how things developed to where, boy, it really kept you out of action for a long time.
Well, that's true, Lance. You know, I had to have 3 operations on my hand in the last 3 years, and, you know, I had to take a serious look at my wrestling career. You know, getting behind the microphone and doing some commentary, you know, it is a lot easier than getting into the ring, but there's a lot of pride and prestige still involved, and I still have that athletic, competitive spirit deep inside of me, and I just had a chance to show it, and I'll get back in the ring with anybody and wrestle anybody anytime. I tell you, these Galaxians, they can really move in there. I tell you, Jimmy Cornette came up with a fast-moving, hard-wheeling team here. I don't see him in the ring. I don't see him in the arena at all.
Now, Cornette is not with them today. This is their first appearance on Championship Wrestling.
Oh.
Cornette's not with them.
Oh, a flying elbow. These guys are really flying around. I tell you, one thing they got going for them is teamwork. And you may not like their style or like them personally, but they got teamwork. Bobby Fulton in dire need to tag up with his partner. They need a fresh man in there. Whoa!
What a backdrop. Yeah, they're not the biggest team that I ever saw, but boy, are they quick.
Boy, they're just buzzing all over him. I tell you, he's keeping them busy. Bobby Fulton has got to get his act together to get over and make a tag with his partner. You know, one of the obvious advantages, too, for these Galaxians is they're dressed alike. You know, they could do a little bit of switching in and out. The referee might not know.
About the same size.
And about the same size.
Bobby Fulton, as you pointed out, really needs to get over and get some relief. His partner, Big Louis Winston, our first look at him on Championship Wrestling. And the Galaxians just keep it on as they
put up the second rope.
He got Fulton before he got all the way over to the corner, and so the tag was not completed.
There you go, Bobby. Atta, baby. Over the top rope. Big Louis coming in. They're going to clean house a little bit. Don't stop now, Louis. Come on, babe. Watch out. Don't give him a chance to double team on you. Oh! As he leapfrogged over, the other one caught him with a flying head, but double team action.
Look at those elbows. Galaxian number 1 really pouring it to it. Big Louis takes him in the air, bangs him down in the center of the ring.
And for not being a big man, there was 230 pounds. He got him off his feet, slammed him over his head. You can see they're well developed, muscular-wise, that is, and they don't mind roughing it up with anybody. They could very well prove to be a force here in the area. Big Louis ducked underneath the tag. In comes Bobby Fulton. He's got some dues to pay back. Come on, Bobby. Whoa, he took a run at that one. Bobby Fulton knows how to get the crowd going, too. I'll tell you, what a fan favorite he is.
Galaxians now have taken the tactic of leaving the ring. There's what you were talking
about. Oh, look
at
that. We saw it right there.
Referees over in the corner. We could see it right here. They switched.
When one was hurt, the other one took advantage. There it is, a count of 3, but we could see it from our angle. One Galaxian had his foot on the rope.
The pin was accomplished, although Bobby Fulton is trying to tell referee Jerry Calhoun it certainly was not a legal pin the way that he saw it, because he did have his feet up on the rope. But the winners officially will be the Galaxians in their first appearance on Championship Wrestling. Steve, is that hand now back in the pink where you have no fear of it in the ring?
Well, that's true. I have to wear a brace on my hand, but I had to make sure the AWA would sanction the brace before I came in, and they have, and I'm ready to wrestle anytime, any place, anywhere. And I'll tell you, I was embarrassed here at one time on national television, and I'm not about to forget that. And any chance I get a time to get into the ring with the sheep herders, whoever it may be, anytime, anywhere, I'm going to show that Steve-O is championship material.
Partner, good luck to you.
All
and
right.
listen, anytime you can, I want you to come back here and work with Dave and I, too.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Steve-O dropped in for this particular match. We'll be seeing a lot more of Steve, I hope. And in a moment, we're going to be back for our feature about Condori and Sabu going against the Fabulous Ones. We'll be back in just a moment. That they get from the folks on hand. We'll be looking at them in action here against
So much today. What's wrong with
Condori and Sabu. Jimmy, I don't have the slightest idea.
people? Look at them.
Seems like they're doing all right.
Great today,
Referee Jerry Callen.
Today, what is it? Oh! Oh!
Well, there was one or
Ugliest girls I've ever seen in my life. I bet they had to pay them $50 to hug me. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, come on, man. I hope they get mononucleosis. Look at them. You know, look, I have my own records I can play. Look at that. Oh, come on. I hope they don't get the bleach off their hair on some of those people over there. Look at them.
good suggestion, Jimmy. You better get out of here before they get over here. Yeah, I know you got a phone call. He's back up in the ring. We're about ready to get it on right now. This will be an expiration of time match. Kenya Condori and Sabu will be the opposition on what ought to be a dandy of a expiration of time match. Stand up in the ring. Here comes Steve. And let's get the official introduction.
It's going to go to the expiration of time. Total weight 464 pounds on the left of the screen with manager Jimmy Hart. From South Africa, Kenya Condori, and his partner from the Fiji Islands, Sabu. Going against them at a total of 443 pounds, Steve Kern, Stan Lane, the Fabulous One, to the expiration of time. And the referee is Jerry Calhoun.
Sabu starting, and here we go. Steve Kern on the other side for the Fab.
Sabu, Steve Kern, underway, expiration of time match. Boy, this should be a good one. Talent on both sides of the ring. Jimmy Hart, the manager of Sabu, and Kenya Condori down at ringside. Sabu with a headlock on Steve Kern. Kern backs him to the rope, fires him across the ring. But Sabu sets himself, knocked him down, coming over there. There's his shoulder again. Steve this time lets him go by, a little momentum. He sets, he leaps over, he waits, he flips him, and Sabu ends up on the mat. Stan Lane from outside nailed him with the right hand. He turned, and Steve got it. Sabu out of the ring, down on the floor. Now he climbs back through the rope. Steve Kern in the ring waiting for him. Sabu wants a tag, and he gets it. This is Kenya Condori coming in. Talk to the referee, Jimmy, not me. Kenya Condori. First look at him on Championship Wrestling 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Right now they want to dance. Now look, they want to dance. Big deal, man. Oh, I can't believe it.
Stan Lane doing a little dancing of his own as he waits for Kenya Condori. stalking around the ring. Dan. Back to the corner, makes the tag on Steve. Turn. Forearm on the upper arm of Kenya Condori. Condori looking for a tag. Even if he had made a tag here, it wouldn't have been a legal one because Sabu was 3 feet out of the corner. Can't make a tag halfway down the rope. But Condori stays in here. The Fab keeping him tied up. Stanley off the middle rope. No, he didn't. He was on the middle rope. Mistake, Jimmy. Condori still looking for the tag on Sabu. Unable to get it. Big Stan laying up. Body slams him. Stan round behind him. Abdominal stretch. Can he hang on to it? Sabu gets there. To break that up. Steve Kern from behind. Ooh. Condori into the rope. The Fab team up. Put him down. Stan with the cover. 2, 3.
That's not the legal man in the ring. He was not the legal man. He was the legal man.
He was the legal man, I think.
Okay, so the official winners in there, the Fabs
Fabulous
of the
one.
first ball, right?
2:53 the time.
2:53. I tell you what I'd like to do right now is have you take a look at a big action battle that took place between the Fabulous Ones and Adrian Street and Jesse Barb. I'm going to ask Steve and Stan to stay here and let their breath come back. In this particular match, when the bout was over with, the referee was dazed. He raised the wrong hand, and Street and Barr were declared the winner, although it was very obvious the Fabs had retained their Southern Tag titles. Street and Barr grabbed the titles, ran away with them. Promoter Eddie Marlin has told them, forget it, you don't have them, you didn't win the match, bring them back. They have not brought them back, and of course you notice Cornette and Barr, Street, nobody was here today. So Eddie Marlin has said for every day that they don't bring it back, $100 fine. Now, that is exactly what's going to happen to him. Right now, okay, I want you to see the action that took place when the Fabulous Ones took on the team of Barr and Street for the Southern Tag titles. Well, let's look.
Barr in trouble. A tag on Stan Lane. A tag on Adrian Street on the other side. And here comes Stanley. The other Fab. And all of them in. All 4 of them. Barr sent in. And Kern catches Adrian Street with that big forearm smash. And Adrian Street. Here comes Jim Cornette across. And he comes across the back. Steve Kern did not have much effect. Look at Steve Kern. He has Cornette. Boom. He catches him. Adrian Street from behind. And Steve Kern goes after him. Jesse Barr and Stan Lane. And the referee deck. The referee was caught. Miss Linda, everybody in. And now, 1, 2, 3. He gets it. 16 minutes, 15 seconds, and the Fabulous Ones are still the champions. It's Stan Lane, Jim Cornette again. Hold it. The referee raising the hand of Adrian Street. Lance. Steve Kern got the count of 3 on Street. The referee are awarded the titles to the Dynasty.
Well, that's the way it ended up.
Lance, Stephen, I've always heard that imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
Right.
I don't know if you've noticed or not, but we have. Everybody now has music, right? Everybody comes and shakes their hands. But we are the originators, not the duplicators, baby. We are the original Fabulous Ones. And you can tell that limp-wristed panty waist reject from a sex change operation that we got something we're going to put on him. Ajax won't take off, sweetheart.
Okay, Stan Lane, Steve Kern, the Fabulous Ones. They are that indeed, and we're going to be looking for them for many, many, many times now. We're going to hold up, take time out right now. We'll be back in just a moment.
Ooh, I do indeed
like Tuesday night right there at the Louisville Garden. Son of a gun, what a great card. With other bouts, I mean to tell you plenty of other bouts. 2 loser leave towns with a loser guaranteed. Dutch Mantell and Jacques Rougeau and Sweet Brown Sugar and Beautiful Bobby Eaton. 2 of them going to be saying bye-bye to Derby. You better believe that. Southern Tag Team title match with a fabulous one. Stan and Steve against Street and Jesse Barr. And then Bill Dundee and Steve-O face the Sheep Herders. Right now, want to call in a guy that just doesn't mince any words. He tells it straight. Dutch Mantell will be facing that big French-Canadian.
Okay, Lance, let me say one thing. Now, let me say it short, let me say it sweet. Now, Jock, I don't think it's any big secret that I don't care for you. And I used to ride up and down the road with Jock, and, you know, he was a lot of fun for a while, but he's got a change of attitude now, and it's not benefiting me at all because he's turned his back on me, turned his back on a lot of people. Now, Jock, I don't care if you're 22 years old, 42 years old, 52 years old, I don't care. And I don't care if you're good looking, I don't care if you're a Frenchman, I don't care if you're some kind of Peruvian bandit. It makes no difference to me. But Derby City, I'm talking right to you. Now, when a man steps in the ring with me, dirty dust, now he's got to expect anything I can dish out. And anything I do to you, Jock, you better expect it because I'm coming 110%. And I do not plan on leaving Derby City. You better plan on leaving it. I used to ride him down the road with him, Lance, and he used to say, look out there, Dust, big boys. It looks like Quebec. Looks like Montreal. Looks like Calgary, Canada. Well, this is not Canada. This is Louisville, Kentucky. And I don't care what you say about it, you're going to be leaving town because I'm staying around. And talk about light matches. Well, when you light a match on me, the first thing's going to catch on fire is your foot. And I'm going to kick it, and you know where it's going to go. You know, if I didn't know better, Lance, I'd have to say the boy's on drugs because he gets out here, and he talks a lot of things he does not know what he's talking about. Jock, you show up in Louisville, baby, and everybody wave bye-bye to Jock, baby, because it's your last time in Louisville. Viva Quebec, he'll be saying later.
Okay, you think he's kidding, friend. You be there Tuesday night, Louisville Gardens. You are going to see the Dutchman come straight at Jacques Rougeau. Just one sensational card coming up Tuesday. Okay, I think that's about all the time we got, Dave. We got maybe 100 seconds left, something like that. But I do, in fact, have really enjoyed this particular show because we had some interesting faces and we also had some good action. What was it?
We did indeed. Steve-O and Rick Morton in here. They defeated Pat Hutchinson, Jesse Owens, in the opening match of the day. Then it was to have been the Bruise Brothers. Actually, it turned out to only be one of the Bruise Brothers. Pork Chop Cash, he did win over Robert Reed in that match. Abdullah the Great defeated Ken Raper. The Galaxians were in here. Their manager, Jimmy Cornette, was not with them today, but the Galaxians did win the match over Bobby Fulton and Louis Winston. Then it was the fabulous one. Steve Kern, Stan Lane, putting it together to take that victory in the fall over Kenya Condori and Sabu with Jimmy Hart, the manager. Now, Hart came out yelling and screaming after the fall was over that it was not the right man in the ring. I can't absolutely guarantee that, but I believe, in fact, Stan Lane was the legal man in the ring. It doesn't matter. The referee said fabulous ones win the fall and the match.
And that's good enough for
me,
me,
that's it.
as a matter of fact. And so take that, Jimmy Hart, and shut up. Okay. One of the things today, we had a couple of interesting announcements on it, and that is the fact that the fabulous ones do, in fact, have the Southern Tag belt. That may have been why Cornette was not here today because, you know, Street and Barr, they jumped away from him after a match that they had that they supposedly won and stole the belts, but they're not going to get to keep them. All righty, we got more action coming up next week. We'll be looking at exciting faces and lots of action coming your way. Until that time, speaking for Dave Brown, this is Lance Russell saying bye-bye, everybody.
The announcers on this program are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of Championship Wrestling.